Good evening and welcome to FRCMedia News for Thursday, May 31st, 2018. I'm Donna Mata. Tonight we recap park improvement projects ongoing in Fall River, provide details on College Day that is celebrated annually throughout the city school system, and take a look back at a Memorial Day ceremony held at Oak Grove Cemetery. But first, let's check in with city editor at the Fall River Herald-News, Will Richmond. Will, how are you?
I'm good, Don. It's good to see you again.
Very good. It's good to see you too. How was your weekend?
Good, good. Thank you.
Good. It was a busy weekend Memorial Day wise. We'll have more on that later in the news. But let's start off with some actually exciting news yesterday. The King Philip Mill complex is finally being demolished. And I say finally because it's been coming down the pike for quite a few years now. Can you tell us the progress so far?
Yeah, certainly. You know, things just got started on Tuesday morning with a quick and sort of snazzy press conference, and then the heavy equipment got to work knocking down the wall on the smaller building that is along Cook Pond. So if you're driving by on I believe it's Dwelly Street there, you'll be able to see the work as it's happening. It's supposed to take about 2 months for the first building to come down, and then they'll begin work on the next building after that. And it won't be long after that until work begins to start putting homes up on the site.
Now, I know you had a reporter there. Was State Representative Alan Sylvia, who also serves as the South End Neighborhood Association president, present during that initial demolition work?
Yeah, so Representative Sylvia was joined by Mayor Correa, Robert Kafuri, the developer who has purchased the site and is doing the work there, along with members of his family. So certainly, you know, this is a sort of a landmark moment for the city. As you mentioned before, the efforts to get this building taken down have taken some time. There's been some initial attempts by other developers to purchase and do some work there that has fallen through. But now it would seem, at the very least, the buildings are coming down, and the sort of path is moving forward to see some progress at that site.
And for those of you who may not know, obviously that site is going to be developed into market rate housing, and that will, of course, will take some time to develop. But I know Alan Sylvia was very excited about Cook Pond being opened up, not only for visual aspects, but also for recreation.
Yeah, certainly part of the plan is to create some green space in that area and make Cook Pond much more accessible, especially if you're in the area of the King Philip Mill. It's very overgrown. There's a lot of garbage dumped in that area. So certainly for people in that area, it's going to remove all of that and make it much more accessible than it is now.
And not just that, it's the safety issues as well. I mean, the building was ravaged by fire a while ago, and I, as you have seen the inside of what it looks like, and it's obviously really bad. So that's actually good news, and as Will said, that demolition started yesterday. Now, moving on, I know the Catholic Diocese is having some financial concerns. Can you tell us about St. Bernard's closing?
Yeah, so you know, we'd reported previously that St. Bernadette Church was facing some financial problems. They were about $3 million in debt, plus additional money would be needed for some repairs on the facility. You know, since that time, it was announced by the diocese this weekend that the church would be closing, and it will hold its last mass on August 5th. You know, and certainly, you know, one of the concerns of the church, considering the financial aspects facing the diocese.
But I understand that the parishioners still can partake in some planning for the future, correct?
Yes, parishioners at St. Bernadette's have been invited to participate in a planning session that involves 4 other churches, including St. Anne's, to kind of discuss what the future might look like for those parishes and how, you know, what the next steps are. You know, certainly we're very well aware of the troubles that St. Anne's is facing and the potential need of $13 million in repairs to open up the main section of the church. So at this point, you know, it would seem there'll be some consolidation, and you know, the diocese is getting parishioners involved to decide what those next steps might be.
And speaking about future steps, a few weeks ago, Mayor Correa had unveiled the $296 million proposed budget for the next fiscal year. And now the council will hold hearings. I believe 2 budget hearings are planned in the upcoming couple of weeks.
Yeah, so they are going to hold budget sessions on June 4th and June 7th and June 14th. The first one will focus on the school department budget, which was approved on Tuesday night by the school committee, and depending on how that goes, the city deliberations will follow the next week. So certainly, as you mentioned, the budget has been released. We're under the new timeline, where the budget has to be released to the City Council by May 15th instead of June 1st. And that seems to have pushed up the dates for the budget hearings as well a little bit. And, hopefully we'll provide some quicker progress and not take this down to that July 1st deadline like we've seen in the last couple of years.
It'll be interesting, too, to see what happens, because part of the proposal is that the mayor does want to get rid of those purple bags. However, taxes will go up, and it's still somewhat of an issue in the city. So how do you think it'll play out?
Well, certainly the budget deliberations are never fast and never easy. Last year we saw the City Council request to cut about $3 million from the budget. That resulted in the budget going back to the city administration to determine how to make those cuts. I'm sure the council will have particular items to pick apart, and the revenue that's generated from pay-as-you-throw and how that will be replaced, I could certainly see as likely one of the hot-button topics going into these deliberations.
Right, because folks did say, hey, we want to get rid of the purple bags, but you have to replenish that lost income, so to speak. So again, we'll see how those budget hearings turn out. All right, looking towards the weekend, what is the Herald News working on?
Oh, this weekend really starts off the beginning of graduation season. So we'll be on your campus this weekend, Donna, for the BCC graduation, along as with some high school graduations. And we also take a look at some communities that have dropped the pay-as-you-throw program and see how it worked out for them.
Very good. Well, thank you once again, Will. It's always a pleasure. And you'll be talking to Keith next week.
All right. Well, have a good weekend.
Yes, you too. Thank you. We'll have more FRC Media News right after this.
Here's some job descriptions on the latest hot jobs list from the Fall River Career Center. Meter Service Technician. Liberty Utilities, located at 36 Fifth Street, is looking for a full-time meter service technician responsible for performing necessary work to maintain gas service to customers in a safe and efficient manner. Job number 10611786. Bank Teller. Fall River Municipal Credit Union, located at 333 Milliken Boulevard, is currently seeking a part-time bank teller with outstanding customer service skills, cash handling, and computer knowledge. Job number 10607957. Orthodontic Patient Coordinator. Cool Smiles, located at 933 Pleasant Street, is in need of a full-time orthodontic patient coordinator responsible for providing quality customer service to patients and parents at check-in and check-out, as well as verifying patient insurance eligibility and service limits. Job number 10607966. Genesis Healthcare is looking to fulfill the following full-time positions at the Sarah S. Brayton Nursing Center. Certified Nursing Assistant, job number 10610347. Unit Manager Director, job number 10610343. The Fall River Public School Department, located at 417 Rock Street, is looking to fulfill the following full-time positions. Summer School Psychologist, job number 10607931. Summer School Teacher, job number 10607914. For more information on these or other positions, visit jobquest.detma.org or call the Fall River Career Center at 508-730-5000.
We want you to hear it first.
A street sweeper is coming to your neighborhood. The Department of Community Maintenance, in cooperation with the Mayor's Office, as well as the Committee on Public Works, are collaborating to improve the cleanliness and overall appearance of our city streets. This restructured program runs through the summer. No parking times involve only a few hours and are similar to a parking ban during a snowstorm. This will enable the sweeper to reach both sides of the curb. Residents will have 1 day's notice to prepare, so be on the lookout for temporary signage. For more information, call John Perry at the Department of Community Maintenance at 508-324-2760 or contact Laura Ferreira at the Traffic Department at 508-324-2577. To see a list of the scheduled streets, visit the city's website at www.fallriverma.org.
You've heard it.
Now please help us keep our city clean. Thank you.
Welcome back. As discussed earlier, the King Philip's Mill complex in the city's south end is coming down. This at the same time as the city's parks are being spruced up. We asked a Department of Community Maintenance director how much work is involved to get city parks ready for the summer.
It's unbelievable. I mean, the amount of acreage that we have in this city for parks, our city is unique. We have, I would say, more parks than most of the surrounding communities would have in Fall River. So it's quite an undertaking. We have minimum staffing. So at this point, you know, everybody is all out trying to make sure that everything is addressed.
How many parks are there?
We have 18 parks within the city's borders.
State Representative Alan Sylvia has reacted favorably to the Correa administration's public safety improvement progress, applauding the recent addition of several new fire trucks to the city's fleet.
I like to remind people, because sometimes they have a short memory, but it was only 2015, not so many years ago, when we were fighting here in the South End because we had the closure of the Globe Street fire station because of repairs, and then the chief at that time was taking Engine 5 offline. Because of staffing issues. So you want to talk about progress. At that time, we were also faced with the looming public safety issue. Probably the most serious public safety issue is the King Philip Mill. And look, fast forward to today. We have the King Philip Mill that is going to be demolished within the next few weeks. I'm excited to say that because it's been 5 years in the making. And that's eradicating a public safety issue that for hundreds of people in the South End. Also, of course, Globe Station open, brand new Engine 5. We're talking about not only the technology, but this is not your grandfather's a fire engine. These are apparatus that incredibly efficient and can work a fire and reduce any hazard very easily. So, and a new Engine 4 at Candeas, and soon, of course, now another engine at Central Station. So this is the most densely populated part of our city, the South End, from downtown up to the Tiverton line, all of that area through Rodman and Brayton Avenue, very densely populated. That public safety aspect is so important to all of those people who.
For the past 5 years, June 1st has been deemed College Day throughout Fall River's school system, whereby students in all grades are urged to consider the importance of pursuing higher education upon high school graduation. Here's more.
We're asking all faculty to wear their college gear and to become ambassadors for their college, to talk up the importance of college and to hopefully answer some specific college questions that students might have. You know, how do I apply? Where did you go to school? What was your major? You know, get down to some real talk about college. But this is something that goes on each and every day in our school, but it's great to be part of a bigger event that we know is going on district-wide. There's been a tremendous amount of support from the business community and the Chamber of Commerce in terms of promoting higher education, promoting good attendance, and this is another great initiative.
Do you think the kids are motivated by this day specifically?
I think that anytime we can build spirit in the school, it's a good day. And certainly this day is a very positive day. It dovetails with something we just recently did with National College Signing Day, where we had over half of our senior class that's already declared where they're going next year. And we celebrated that. We announced where they were going. We brought up some 8th graders from Morton and from Cuss, and it was a great event. It was a first of its kind for us here in Fall River, and it's something that we're going to build on.
An event to commemorate the 240th anniversary of the Battle of Fall River will take place at Heritage State Park this weekend, as we hear in this report.
we are going to be hosting a number of reenactment regiments, and they're going to be representing American, British, and French troops who were all involved in the American Revolution. And it's the 240th anniversary commemoration of the Battle of Fall River, which took place right here on the banks of the Quikasham River. So we're really excited to be able to host this kind of a large-scale reenactment event. It's going to be the first one we've had here in a very long time.
And you're co-sponsoring it?
Yes, DCR is co-sponsoring the event with the Lafayette Durfee House, with support from the Mass Cultural Council and from Cannes Fall River.
And why is this such an important event?
It's really nice to bring living history back to the park. We've had a lot of people ask about it since we've been back here. And I think there's something really special about being able to commemorate Fall River's only engagement in the American Revolution right on the very site, approximately, where it first happened 240 years ago.
Now, are you expecting a large crowd?
I think we should be. We've got, I think, 4 different reenactment groups who are going to be coming in and spending the weekend. And so we're going to be having military infantry drills, open fire cooking demonstrations, blacksmithing, sail making, pottery, all kinds of common life demonstrations. So if you ever wondered what it was like to live in Fall River in 1778 or fight in the American Revolution, this is the chance that you're going to have.
We'll have more FRC Media News right after this.
Today I'd like to introduce you to Gator. He's not a gator, but he does look like he's a pit bull mastiff mix. He's very easygoing when he's in your presence. He's strong as an ox. He is a stray. We believe he's about 2 years old, or was it 18 months old? No, 18 months old for you. No, stay here. He likes things his own way, so we feel like he would do better without any small children in the home. We already know that he does not like cats, so cats are not a good thing, but he does do well with certain dogs, probably ones that are about his size would be best. But he's a very handsome fellow, very strong fellow. I feel like he's going to be a very loyal fellow, but he's also a very relaxed fellow. So I would love you to come and meet him.
Today on Hot Dogs and Cool Cats, not only do we have cats, dogs, other critters, we also have birds. So here we have some parakeets. These guys were surrendered to us, I'm assuming because there's so much of them. There are 9 different kinds of lovebirds. These guys are extremely social animals, so it would be best to adopt them in pairs or in groups. They need each other to chatter. They can actually fall into a depression without each other. They like to talk to each other. They do very well on regular store-bought food. Here we have them on fruit-flavored blend. There are 9 different kinds of lovebirds, so we're not entirely sure what species they are. They are easy to pick up and put down though. As you can see, they're very social and they like to talk to us. They love their vocalizations. Having a cage where they have lots of room to fly is great for them. So if you guys are interested in coming to visit these, come visit us any day, 11 to 4.
On the morning of May 25th, 1778, in the midst of the Revolutionary War, 500 British troops landed on the shores of Mount Hope Bay and attacked Fall River. Fall River's soldiers were outnumbered 5 to 1, but they fought off the Redcoats without any loss of life. Celebrate this memorable battle at a living history event as Fall River Heritage State Park commemorates the 240th anniversary of the Battle of Fall River on the same riverbanks where the confrontation took place. The event will feature local military reenactment units, infantry drills, demonstrations of open fire cooking, blacksmithing and sailmaking, and more. It will take place from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, June 2nd, and from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday, June 3rd. In addition, a slideshow about the Battle of Fall River will be shown at noon both days in the Visitor Center Theater. This event is free and suitable for all ages and will be held rain or shine. Free parking is available in the DCR lot at 5 Water Street. For more information, please call 508-675-5759, extension 500.
Welcome back. Fall River honored all veterans during an annual ceremony held at Oak Grove Cemetery over Memorial Day weekend. FRC Media News takes a look back.
I can't help but think always about history when I come to this site every year when we do this event, because it is the beginning, and really we go back to 1861, the Civil War, right here where these students are standing. Many of those in those graves were the age of some of these individuals. Real bodies in those graves, powdery bones of people who worked for the same purpose of freedom and liberty. And you know, it's so important that we think about history and the teaching moments we have in this, because we all have opportunities to talk with people, and I would say children, but not just children, other adults who have no idea about our American history. The issues around the disrespect of our flag and the anthem just came up yesterday with the NFL again. You know, if people understood that more than 1 million people died so that we could live as we do today, the flag would not just be a cloth with bright colors. The anthem wouldn't be just a song with old words. The flag would be brought to life. The words would be historic.
It should also be noted that State Representative Alan Sylvia himself is a Vietnam veteran. That's it for this edition of FRC Media News. You can catch FRC Media News Thursday and Friday at 6 p.m., but our online news site is available 24/7 at frcmedianews.org. For all of us here at FRC Media News, I'm Donna Mata. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.